Hello, welcome to today's podcast. Today's podcast is episode 18. Be kind to the person you used to be. I found an old email draft the other night, buried deep in a folder I hadn't opened in years. And wow, it was trying very hard. Too many words, not enough clarity. Big, I just discovered big words and I am going to use all of them energy. I read it once, then I laughed. Not because it was terrible, but because I instantly recognized the guy who wrote it. The trying too hard phase, we all had one. You know that version of you trying to sound smarter than you are, trying to sound older than you feel, trying to act like you have got everything figured out. Basically, LinkedIn energy, but internal. At first, I felt embarrassed. Like, why would I ever write this? Then I had a better thought. What if embarrassment is just proof you have improved? We are wildly mean to our past selves. We do this all the time. I cannot believe I wore that. I cannot believe I said that. I cannot believe I thought that was a good idea. Like your past self had access to future knowledge. They didn't. They were working with limited data plus questionable confidence. Same as you right now, by the way. The harsh truth nobody likes. You don't get wisdom before you need it. You get it after you mess something up. That's the deal. Experience is basically congrats you survived that. Here's a lesson. Not very efficient, very effective. Every version of you was doing their best, even the messy ones, especially the messy ones. The anxious version, the impatient version, the this is definitely a good idea version. It wasn't. The one who stayed too long, the one who left too early, none of them were trying to ruin your life. They were just guessing. I went back to an old town and got hit with this. A few weeks ago, I drove through a town I hadn't seen in years. Same street, same layout, but everything felt off. The gas station was still there, the movie theater gone, the bookstore now a gym tragic. The diner I used to write in different name, fresh paint. It looked familiar, but it wasn't the same. And that's when it clicked. Places change slowly until suddenly they are different. People do the same thing. You didn't change overnight. Sorry again. No dramatic transformation. No day one versus day 30 go up montage. You changed like this. One conversation that stuck with you, one mistake you promised not to repeat, one random book that hit at the right time, one apology you didn't want to make, one quiet moment where something shifted. None of it looked important at the time. All of it mattered. The internet completely lies about growth. Online growth looks like before, after photos, big speeches, my life changed in 30 days. In real life, growth looks like you doing dishes, rethinking your entire personality, no applauses, no audience, just you and your thoughts like, maybe I could have handled that better. That's growth. The carpenter who said something annoyingly wise. I met a guy who restored old wooden tables. People bring him furniture that looks done, scratches, stains, broken legs. Basically, the table equivalent of, yeah, this might be over. I asked him how he decided what's fixable. He ran his hand across the wood and said, the wood remembers how strong it is. I just help uncover it. And I was like, cool, cool, casually life changing sentences, no big deal. That applies to you too, unfortunately, because it means you're not starting over. You're uncovering something that's still there under bad decisions, regrets, confusion, that one phase we don't talk about. There's still a version of you that knows how to keep going. Try this instead of cringing. Next time you think about your past and go, what was I thinking? Ask a better question. What was I carrying? Huge difference. One judges, the other understands. Your past self isn't the villain. They are the reason you're here. The awkward versions, the lost versions, the overconfident versions, they keep going. They made enough right moves and survive enough wrong ones to get you here. They deserve at least a hey, thanks for not quitting. The truth about where you are right now. You're not at the end. You're not fully formed. You're not the final version. You're in the middle. And middle chapters, they are messy. There's literally their job. Final thought. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have always made the right decisions. You just need to recognize every version of you did what they could so you could be here now. So maybe don't look back with embarrassment. Look back with a little respect. They didn't have it all figured out, but they kept going anyway. And honestly, that's more impressive than perfection. I'll see you down the road. That's it for today's podcast. Hope you have a great day.